Welcome back to Beyond the Bottle. Weekly rotation, week 2. Starting off Monday, Zaharoff, Seraphim, Khus. This has become my favorite vetiver. It is earthy, smoky, slightly sweet, and has that cardamom that I love. Like on top of it all, to give it a little personality. Some may say it's like taking Ancre Noir and just using the Ancre Noir, Lalique Ancre Noir as a base, and then putting a lot of other things around it and sort of toning down the intensity of Ancre Noir. Which, yeah, it's like taking 40% Ancre Noir. But there's so much more on top of it, and yeah, this is just... If you like Ancre Noir, but you think it's a little too much to wear, this might actually be a lot better for you. I definitely recommend testing it out. And that bottle, I don't know if this is gonna focus, because I struggled with the focus last time. But that bottle is insanely awesome. So yeah, of course this is like, I don't know, 4 wears, 5 wears, 6 wears. I think I'm in 6 wears now, I'm not sure. So for day 2 of the week, I went for Hima Jomo Autumn in Lhoka. This is what autumn is made out of. So my sort of mental picture is like an autumn night, just harvested all the grains, you come inside, you're cooking up the grains, you're adding spices, you're in a cabin, and outside it's autumn, the wind blows, there's a pine forest. It has like pine, fir, like that sort of woody. It's not like woods, but it's like Christmas tree type of wood. There's a smoky note, not a whole lot of smoke, but like in the background. And this just gives a memory of the best days of autumn. Those cozy days when you're just chilling with family, you've just done some work, you're back inside, everything is warm, everything is positive, everything is nice. You look outside you can see colors everywhere. There's so much nuance, there's so much pleasure and joy, because you know cold and harsh conditions are coming, so you really appreciate the last days of just good weather and good company, and you know, the positive things about autumn. And I can almost get a slight little honey note in the background there too. So Wednesday, I never layer, but for some reason this week I actually went for a double layering, and Wednesday was the first where I did my woody layering, which is basically just Perris, Monte Carlo, Sandal du Pacifique, and Patchouli, Nosy. I don't know. Basically, one to make you sort of soothing, comfortable. This is like pure sandalwood, basically. I have one of those. I have several of those sandalwood beads that I wear. Just if I'm doing something stressful, I use it to calm myself down, and this smells exactly like that. There's no difference. So it basically just smells like pure sandalwood. And the patchouli from Nosy is the same thing. It's just patchouli. It smells like dry floorboards with a hint of chocolate, or that sawdust. The sandalwood gives it more body. It gives it like a creamier texture, while the patchouli gives it more airy and earthy. And together they just blend perfectly. And you get a slight chocolate into the woods and sandalwood combination. So for Thursday and for Friday, I actually wore the same fragrance, which I never do. Now usually I use one fragrance for the day, and then I just sample and do that stuff for the evening. Sometimes I use nothing on the night just to let the senses rest and all that. So for Thursday and Friday, I went with Maria Candida Gentile Viridarium. This has been a 9.75 out of 10 for me for a couple of months. This is very, very close to being a 10 out of 10. The reason that I never gave it a 10 out of 10 was that it starts out slightly feminine for the first 5 minutes. This is a very perfumey perfume. This is not as much as an experience as it is just super good smelling. It smells like you're wearing a high quality perfume. So my favorite thing about this is that it's like standing in a forest and you're clean, you just came out of the shower, you just somehow ended up in a forest. I don't know how. And there's herb gardens everywhere. There's a herbal area and floral beds, and all of this is happening in a forest. So you're sort of bringing the best things from outside a forest into the forest, making it just even better. And for that reason, I'm upping this from 7.5 to a 10 out of 10. This is my 7th 10 out of 10 from now on. And that is well earned. It should have been a 10 out of 10 a long time ago. It's perfectly all year round, perfectly wearable. This is a signature scent. This is day or night. It is work friendly. It's just for smelling incredibly good. If Chanel made this would be their best seller. Because this is something I wish more people were able to smell. I have 4 from Maria Candida Gentile, and all 4 are incredible. I have a lot of samples from her, and I will buy a lot more bottles. When this is empty, I'm getting the 100 ml, no doubt about that. There's a couple more that I have that I will empty before the year is over, and I will buy the 100 milliliters. And Viridarium is by far the best one in the lineup, and by far one of the best clean everyday fragrances I've ever smelled. So this is not for an occasion, but it is to make you the occasion. And that is something very special for a fragrance to do. So for Saturday, I went back to Zaharoff. It was cold outside, I needed to get back to summer. And so I went with my favorite fragrance of all time, Seraphim Blue. This is the greatest of all time, in my opinion. This smells like summer. To me, this just smells like summer and laundry and vacation and relaxing and not a care in the world. And when I wear this and I sort of want to keep that vibe going, I have to go into the next one, which is Seraphim Red, which I wore Saturday night. And this is just taking the aquatic, relaxing sort of vibe from this over to the evening with this. So this is the day of a vacation, getting up, getting refreshed, cleaning your clothes and just relaxing on the beach, walking around. And then this is for the evening when you want to go out and you still want to have that ocean and that relaxing vibe, but you want it to be warmer and a little spicy and ambery. It's just this just completes this. There's a reason, see if I can get them correctly. There's a reason these two fit together. I don't know how well that comes out on camera, but if you line these up right, they literally fit together. And that is because these are meant to go on top of each other. This is the day, this is the evening, and together they are vacation in bottle. Best thing about red is that it keeps the relaxed vibe of blue, but warms it up. So this is perfect for a warm day when you want to sort of cool it down and relax, not do too much. And then the evening comes, it's a little cooler, you want something to warm you up again and sort of be more active. And that's just what this is. This is a less active vacation, this is a more active vacation, depending on weather and what you want to do. And I love both, but this is my favorite fragrance of all time. As the dent shows, there's no fragrance I have used more. And then Sunday came along. I sort of regretted wearing this, and that's Xerjoff Naxos. And I know this is going to be controversial, but I think this is overrated. The more experience I get in the fragrance world, the less this impresses me. Renaissance, same thing. I have a bottle of both. Both of them are basically empty. I think I have like 10, maybe 15 milliliters of this. I think it's pretty much exactly the same of the Renaissance. And it does not impress anymore. It smells like a mentholated cardamom with honey. I don't know. I'm sort of grown out of this one. It's a beautiful scent. It's a perfect introduction to niche. Anyone who hasn't worn a niche fragrance ever, definitely give this a try. I think this can be a good gateway into niche, but it is not among my favorites anymore. I would say this, for me personally, is like an 8 out of 10. I'm going to end the weekly rotation with a wear score, giving you how I felt wearing each of the fragrances. Khus is a easy 9.5 out of 10. I love wearing this, it gives me everything I wanted to give me. Autumn in Lhoka, easy 9 out of 10. It's warm and cozy and just gives that good autumn vibe, and it just brings me back to that time. Perris Monte Carlo combo, 6.5 out of 10. This isn't really a spectacular wear, it's just nice and soothing, and it smells nice. It's nothing special. Candida Gentile, Viridarium. I would give this a 10 out of 10 for wear. This was it was so good that I wore it another day after. I actually wore it 2 days in a row, and I ended up giving it a 10 out of 10 instead of the 9.75 that I had earlier. This just opened my eyes to how good it really is. I can give it no less than a 10 out of 10. Seraphim Blue and Seraphim Red. The Seraphim Blue is always a 10 out of 10 every time I wear it. It's just the perfect smell for me. And Seraphim Red on the evening was also a 9 out of 10, giving me that warmer vacation feel, and together it just feels like I'm wearing summer, and then just everything is relaxed and everything is just comfortable. And finally, Naxos, 5 out of 10. This is average. It smelled okay, but that wasn't the right call for me today. It wasn't the day for it. And that was the wares this week. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come see me next week.